much. I've decided to go full microphone for this episode of the Freaky
Nanner Show! I'm going hands-free.
Yeah, hands-free. I'm going to go full hand on this, but I've got some special treats for you. And we thought we'd start this episode out with something special we like to call a man named Keebler Dave.
Keebler Dave.
Keebler Dave was a man, and he had the hots for every woman that worked at Keebler, especially our parents.
Our mommies.
And they look almost identical. Yeah, so he could have had either one, and he would have been happy.
That's right.
But he dated my mama.
Then, not long after that, he died.
He had the colon cancer in his bum.
They said, Keebler Dave, if you stop eating meat today, you could go in remission, and you, at worst, you'd have at least a couple more years added on your life. And you know what he said? Fuck no, motherfucker, no.
No reason to stop eating meat because I have a whole refrigerator full of that shit.
I got it on sale at Wally Mart, and I gotta eat that stuff even though it hurts when I fart.
Oh yeah, he's just gonna cook it inside of a big old pan. It doesn't even have to have seasoning on it. And then he's gonna eat a bunch of sugary stuff like ice cream. And more ice cream because he also got that at Walmart.
Gotta bathe that colon in sugary goodness.
When you don't have any children, you eat all the good stuff.
When you don't have sex, you gotta replace that with something.
You fuck a whole jar of peanut butter, and then you eat it on a sandwich. And the sandwich is made of bread that's made of concentrated sugar.
Oh, that Dave.
Dave.
Keebler Dave.
You know who doesn't get enough love these days either?
Who?
Is, I don't know why I'm blinking. I always blink on shit. I was just thinking of Forrest Coffee.
Forrest Coffee.
Forrest Coffee used to also love our mothers. And then he would take us to the movies, and he'd give us a handful of quarters to play video games so he could pretend that he was talking game himself. Talking game with our mothers while we went to the movies.
He'd take them to the bars, bring them back later, and then he'd say, you know, you really shouldn't live bad. You should live with me instead, 'cause I can take care of you. Now let's go to bed.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
And he had a son named Forrest Coffee Jr., who was like 3 times his size and also loved our mothers.
Forrest Coffee.
Forrest Coffee. Played bingo.
Bingo!
Time to go to bingo. I'm going to do anything where there's possibly old ladies that I could have sexual relations with.
'Cause old ladies like it sometimes too.
Yeah. I'm sure Forrest Coffee's, all of them got laid occasionally. I know Forrest Coffee Jr., I think he had a kid or 2.
Mm-hmm.
So someone did that. Just wasn't our mothers, unfortunately for them.
Just think.
An upgrade.
We could have been a little Forrest.
Mm-hmm.
We could have been a little sprout. A little twig.
A mini forest.
A little
coffee.
Bush or a branch.
And that's a real name. We're not making that up. Keebler Dave is a half real name. Forrest Coffee is all real.
If I remember correctly, did he have one eye? Did he squint in one eye? Or something?
Not really, no. He just eventually didn't have any teeth, though. And he was just like, when he was real little.
Is he still alive?
I believe so.
Man.
He moved down south somewhere out of Tennessee or some shit. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I liked Forrest. He was a good guy. He was not attractive.
He was just hopeful. He was a hopeful boy.
All right. There's a big reveal coming because I got a special treat, which is today's sponsor of the podcast today. Does anybody know what it is? Take a guess. Take a guess.
Is it Senator?
It's not Senator.
Little Senator?
It's not Redwood Empire. It's also not anything that you'd expect. It's something more famous that's been ordered by somebody and they didn't pick it up, so I found it.
Number 9, Iowa whiskey.
Yeah. Number 9, Slipknot's whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Slipknot small batch whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
90 proof whiskey. Looks pretty good. Let's give it the old swirl. You gotta see the bubbles and see the fingers. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Not too many. A couple bubbles. But no fingers. No fingers on that. That means it's a good quality whiskey. And I was told it was quite well. Hold the mic for me, Senator.
There he goes. He's opening the bottle. There he goes. He's opening the motherfucking bottle.
They always make them
Sometimes
so
you
hard
get
to
a little
open.
trouble opening the bottle. But you slowly pull the thing off. Then you grab that wrapper and you pull it with your nails. Well, you make a face and hope your nail doesn't.
I don't
go
have any
backwards.
nails.
Now you got that cellophane off and you gotta make it pull out.
Oh yeah, that's a tight cork. Ooh. Hear that?
Listen to the...
Oh! Alright, I gotta do my thing. Nobody does this, I don't think, but me. I'll smell the cork.
I do that.
Smell it.
Oh, that's a good smell. It makes me happy. It's a good smell.
I'm gonna have to tag Slipknot in this. We've met, most of you, me and Corey and Mick and the one guy that's not there anymore.
Any notes that you taste?
It's not too oaky. A little caramel, slight vanilla. Yeah, more vanilla-y, more corny. I mean, it shows the Iowa corn, so definitely they're going to be corn forward. So it is sweeter. Definitely sweeter, but it's very smooth.
This pleases me.
Very smooth. Check that out.
Wow.
Give me that controller here. I call this a controller because it controls my voice. Oh, yeah. It's pretty damn smooth. Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, wee doggy. Wee doggy. Brings us back to the old country. It's like we're growing corn. There's growing corn in the fields. And damn, that's some hard work. You gotta get the work going. You gotta put in the work to get it on. And then when you're sweating and your ass cheeks is leaking a little poo-poo, then you come home to that old lady and she has dinner ready.
One
And
time
when she's done with the dinner and you eat that shit and you slap your kids and tell them to get the fuck to bed because I'm fucking modernized.
pull that little Punisher out.
Yes.
You pulled that Punisher out. Yeah.
I worked hard and you made that dinner.
You're wrestling with it like this, and you go like that. And you gotta slide
I've
it up.
been out in the field all day, a bunch of old men.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got young mama Young mama gonna give it to me when I asks for it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna question old grandpa.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Oh, what about, we haven't talked about Papa.
Oh yeah. News update. Sad news. Papa died on New Year's Eve.
Or no, not New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving Eve.
Was it Thanksgiving Eve?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was Thanksgiving Eve. Yeah, Thanksgiving Eve. I think it was about 11:30 at night. He looked up into the sky and he just went to the Lord. He went to the Lord. The only good thing about the whole thing was that his body that was in the casket was actually pretty well preserved. Unlike his wife, my nanny, grandma, Nanny, Missy Nanny. Yeah, she wasn't preserved very well. She's all bloated and fucked up because she was at the hospital with those pieces of shit. Lakeland Hospital, the worst hospital in the country.
Now listen, I know a lot of you know who Papa is, and anybody who does knows that he was an expert at hand-to-hand combat, expert at pretty much any kind of martial arts.
Shooting coons.
Shooting coons. So I know what you're asking.
Marking vehicles for $1,700.
You're all probably wondering, how could this have happened? Well, I'll tell you right now. He was fucking murdered.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around it. This wasn't some kind of natural thing. There was definitely signs of foul play.
I'm looking around and I'm seeing signs of something crazy. It's really hard. Not a lot of people know the truth about many of the old people. Like, we have technology today, pills, things like that just, it makes people live way longer.
Mm-hmm.
And he was 88 years old. It wasn't quite old enough.
He was just a young buck.
Yeah. He just started his life, his new life. And you could see pictures from a week before, and he looked totally fine. But a week later, all of a sudden, he looked like he aged 70 years.
Yeah. It was fucked up, man. So we're we're looking into it. It was some old ninjas, something like that.
Yeah, they call them the grandpa ninjas.
Yeah. I know I'm laughing about it, but it's not funny. It's serious, actually.
They come in at night when grandpa's sleeping. Not only do they kick their ass while they're sleeping, but they take their medications.
Yeah.
And they switch them with different things.
I shouldn't be laughing
pills.
about them. But...
And they shit just disappears. And then it also confuses the grandpa. Which, when grandpas get confused, they start aging faster because they don't know what's going on. They get up like, where's my bar of soap? Where's my razor?
And they fall.
Yeah, they fall down looking for shit. And it just ages them. They break their hips, break their knees, all that. And it's all these... they come from all over. They train their entire lives to get rid of the old folks of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And their grandpa ninjas.
Pretty sure that Betty White's death was connected in some way.
Yes, absolutely. Betty White just did an interview
2 days before she died.
Yeah. She was set to turn 100 years old, and she was on a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
She was on a TV show. Funnier than everybody on the show. And then all of a sudden, she's just gone? And you don't think this fucking grandpa ninjas?
I can guarantee you there's something going on here. Next, it's going to be Bob Barker.
Mm-hmm. Could be anybody. And you know who else died, which is a tragedy. And he technically was a grandpa. Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Bob Saget just did 2 live shows.
In
Goes
Florida.
to his hotel and just dies.
Yep.
That sounds like a fucking ninja to me. Goddamn grandpa ninja. They don't care. Once you hit age 65, well, even occasionally they hit you at 55 because you can go to Denny's and get that discount.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes they'll start that early, but they usually wait until around 65. And I think Bob Saget is just unfortunate because they don't go by last names; they go by first names. And Bob is pretty high on the alphabet,
Mm-hmm.
so they probably hit that. And that's why my grandpa lasted so long because his first name was Virgil V.
Plus, he's just very elusive.
Mm-hmm.
He carried a loaded cannon
Cannon at all times
in his room.
That's how he took out those coons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Some people think that he's really not dead. He transferred his spirit into another Penley.
It happens. I mean, there's a lot of Penleys. Most of them are in prison. They don't have any spirit left. So Papa just dies, and there goes another spirit. And that's possible. We'll see who gets out next. Maybe my brother Steven.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he'll get out. Maybe he'll be the first to get out, and he'll get out, and he'll be like, I just want to sit in front of a big screen TV.
Mm-hmm.
And have a big outdoor pool. Just have a pool outside right next to my house. Maybe because my dad lives right next to my grandpa's house. I just need to. He just walks over there and he sits in that chair and he falls asleep. Next thing you know, Steve Penley is Papa.
He transforms.
The damn cat comes in and sits on his lap, starts purring away. You know, damn, Grandpa just got some crazy shit going on. Perform a spell, you never know. And Steve Penley could beat Papa.
It's the magic chair.
I mean, I know what happened to someone like Jerry. My Uncle Jerry, Papa's brother, he died a while back. As soon as he died, his spirit probably went into one of his kids. And then they went to prison again. That's exactly what happened. Old Jerry died. He just trying to get rid of damn rats around his property, putting arsenic out in the ground. Fucking killed his ass. Killed himself. It's really how you want to go, killing rats.
Didn't you say you watched the Joker movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we started this podcast quite late, and I did want to talk about the Joker movie because, to be honest, it is a very good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I just love watching. I rewatched it very soon. I mean, very recently, which was today. Normally, a lot of times I don't even rewatch movies unless they're comedies.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the Joker kind of is a comedy in a way. But that's how life is. You know, he's a fucked up person. He gets adopted, and his mom's crazy too, and she thinks that Batman's dad is someone who's in love with her. So she sends him letters all the time, and he doesn't believe it. But then he finds out that it's possibly true because she worked for Thomas Wayne, and he goes out and tries to figure that out. And he has all these delusional problems because he stops taking his meds because the government won't help him. Which the government's not there to help you. The government's there to make money. And if they don't make money, they're not going to spend money on people. People don't help make money. Poor people help the government make money.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to make people poor in order to make money so that you can get them to work. And then you can tax them. And they get the money from all that. And then you give them government grants. And along with the grants, when they get all these things funded, whatever it is, food stamps, Social Security, all that stuff, it's all put together into these bills, these big bills that are too long for anybody to read. They build all these ideas and things to supposedly help poor people, but all it does is load up for rich people. So they put in all these bills on top of other bills that seem like they're helping some homeless people, but they're really not. All they're doing is padding and figuring out ways for money to go to the rich people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the government works. The richer you are, the richer you get. That's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And the Joker is kind of a movie about that, where he gets beat up, treated like shit. He's already shitty. He's a clown. And he gets treated like a clown, and then corporate media, which is, the Murray Show, Live with Murray, that he adores, which is a funny show, and they make fun of him on there, and it pisses him off. On top of that, he's just trying to do his best and make life what he wants. He's working at what he wants, and then he gets made fun of, and then because it becomes like a viral thing, which happens now. Like, it doesn't show you because it's supposed to take place many years ago, but it's like a viral event of that time. And he gets offered to do the show, and then he comes up with this plan to help. Well, he also gets fired from his job for nothing, for having a gun, because not allowed to protect himself in a shitty town.
Mm-hmm.
He's making all these kids happy. He's doing good things at the time. He's doing his best. But anyways, he gets fired, and then the fucking guy that gave him the gun tells on him before he gets fired, just to cover his own back, even though he's kind of helping him, but also being an asshole at the same time. So he takes him up, and he's like, fuck you, and murders the fuck out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be a relief if you could murder the person that you really wanted to murder and get away with it. And so he murders the person, and then he goes to the Murray Show, and he has this plan, and you think the plan is to kill himself because they make it seem like that's the way he does it. But obviously he doesn't. He really isn't political, but he's trying to show that nobody gives a fuck about him and that he can do whatever the fuck he wants. And that's the only way to live your life, is to be happy. Do the things that makes you happy. What makes him happy is making other people sad that treat him like shit. So he goes and he shoots fucking Murray in the face, and then he shoots him again in the body, and then he dances about it. He likes to dance. He's having a good time.
Yeah.
It makes him feel good.
Makes him feel good.
You can't fault people for wanting to feel good.
Mm-mm.
And that's one of the things about the world today. Like, we see all these videos, and ID channel and all that has all these murders, but 99% of the murders that go on in the world are just some guy that wants to get fucked, or a girl that wants to get fucked. Something. Everybody wants to fuck somebody.
They want to feel good.
They want to feel good. So they figure out a way. They either kill their wife or their husband, poison them, shoot them. Then some of them are stupid and they kill children, kill their own children and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And just do stupid shit because they want to get laid. And that's not a serial killer. I mean, how many people he kills? He killed 400 people. He's fucking a girl. The real goal is the gratification of having sex and having power over a woman.
That's just, in my opinion, I don't care. A lot of people probably disagree with me on this, but in my opinion, that's just human. That's just nature in general. That's just, you can watch any animal, and they'll do that to, there's animals that bite the balls off other males that are in their way of fucking the female. They'll kill them. They'll fight to the death, bite their balls off. And there's times where, if for some reason the female gets pregnant by another male, when it has the baby, they fucking kill that baby.
Absolutely.
And because they want their bloodline to go on and not that other bloodline to go on. Mm-hmm. So they do that. And whether you look at it, however you look at it, we're animals. We're just, animals on this planet like everybody else.
We're rewired. And, there's a lot of weird theories going out there as to what really wires us, what makes us think the way we think about shit. And one of the things they think, like, people are scared about certain diseases, like if you're a cannibal. But there's always people that want to scare you about many things. But there's been cannibals in the world since the beginning of time.
Wow.
And most animals cannibalize their own. Bears do it, monkeys do it, all kinds of fucking animals. Hippos, fucking alligators, snake, all kinds of shit fucking cannibalize themselves. And squid's a good one. So you're not going to die from cannibalizing, but people get scared of things like there's prion diseases that are supposedly in your brain. So if you eat human brains, you're going to get a prion disease. But a lot of scientists have linked the idea, I think this is on too loud. Gotta figure out where all this feedback's coming from. All right, maybe that's a little better. All right, got a lot of feedback coming through. I don't want everybody to be like, "God, I can't listen to it because I read it. I was going crazy." But anyways, a lot of people, or the scientists that think that the evolution of humans is a lot to do based on monkeys eating other monkey brains, and that the fact that they ate the brains helped their brains evolve and become more human-like, which is a possibility. And it's also a thought that I already had. Like, I started writing this book years ago. Me and Ryan used to live together in an apartment. I started writing this book on my old computer. Funny news, we've talked about this computer before, because it's the computer that Bobo, Daddy-O, Ryan's Daddy-O, used to come over and fuck his game up when he was trying to sleep with women, which we've talked about. But the computer died, and I lost my book, and I was close to 2/3 of the way done with it, and I've never started again. That was 15 years ago. And but the idea behind that was that there's Jesus. Like, the reason why Jesus died is because people found out he was a serial killer. And he was a serial killer, but, back in those days, they didn't have a real word for serial killer. But in order for him to become powerful and become godlike, he had to eat human brains, and the souls of the person was in the brains, so he had to eat the brains. And then my story is about, in the future, this guy figures it out, and the demon that he goes after he dies, he goes to heaven. And heaven's like a fucking prison. And then this prisoner there is like a demon, and it sends him back. But what happens is you come back, and the only way to become godlike is you got to eat the brains of people. And he tells him this, so he starts turning into an angel. But once you become an angel, if they find a way to kill you when you're an angel and you go back to heaven as an angel, you become a demon. So that was the premise of the story. I'm going to write it still. Nobody steal that shit. People have tried to do something similar, but
copyright.
I fucking made this
Copyright.
almost 2 decades ago. So
Nanner. Copyright Nanner,
yes.
2022.
I know you fuckfaces think you're cool and you can write some stupid fucking book, but you don't have the brain that I have or Ryan has to make this stupid shit up.
Mm-hmm.
We come up with the dumb shit, not you. We're better.
But yeah, as far as cannibalism goes, I wouldn't say that I think that I would be a cannibal, but at the same time, I guarantee you, if I went to the store and I saw some human meat, I'd want to try it.
Yeah.
And you better believe, if I'm freaking starving and it comes up to where that's all I have to eat, I will eat a person.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking about breaking the law or anything. So
I mean, we've already got this figured out. If the end of the world happens, we've already got a cannibal cult.
Mm-hmm.
And people are afraid to join. That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-mm. And
how are you going to survive?
Listen, this is the way it is, okay? You get any normal person, they're going to have an average amount of food that probably lasts a week in their house.
Fucking beans.
Canned food. Then you got some perishables, and you got whatever's in your fridge. Whatever's in your fridge, unless you have a generator.
At tops.
Yeah, and depending on if you have a generator or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, what I would do personally is I'd eat the perishable stuff first. Anything that's perishable, eat that first. Then, as soon as that's gone, I'm keeping the canned stuff. And there's going to be plenty of people running around outside.
And there's going to be a lot of people that can't run very fast.
Yeah.
And those are the ones we want.
Yep. And before I eat the food that's in the cans, those are what I'm going after. Mm-hmm. And then after I can't find no people anymore, that's when I'll go dip back into my raviolis and my canned peas and stuff.
You live as long as you want. And you can... And the good thing about saving your perishables, you can have some Chef Boyardee shit that nobody's got. There's some fucking Twinkies that don't go bad forever. And you can be you can just stick them up and be like, fatty boy, get in here. Mm-hmm. And the fatty comes wobbling down and he wants to come in. You're like, yeah, I got the food, man. Just come on in here.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't defend themselves. They're like 400, 500 pounds.
Yeah.
It's just good meat and it's good fat. You need the fat to survive.
They'll be trying to fight you off and their wings will be shaking right here.
Like if you eat just lean meats all the time, like you don't want to go after the lean people. Let the lean people fucking starve on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll die out on their own because they don't have any fat. And so you just, that's the thing about super fit people. Like over time, super fit people die the fastest because they require the most amount of energy, so they're going to be thinned out the fastest over everybody. If you've ever watched any real show like Alone, where they leave people out in the wilderness to survive, it's the fatter ones that usually last the longest or last a long time because they got reserves. You got to have the reserves. You eat fat. If you eat just meat or you eat just plants or just vegetables, whatever, you can't sustain yourself because you need fat to survive.
Mm-hmm.
It's just life. Fat is everything.
Fat is life.
You can starve on meat. Yes. Starve to death on meat.
You got to have a well-rounded diet, if you know what I mean.
Well-rounded.
Yeah.
And that's why, there's a backup plan. Sorry, Dave, but you'd be a good meal.
More motivation for you to get on it, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Let's eat it. Eat it. Oh, speaking of Dave, I got a story about, what'd you do for Christmas?
What did I do for Christmas? I just stayed at home.
Just stayed at home. Did you get anything cool?
I got an airbrush.
Oh, yeah, painting airbrush.
Yeah, and I also got some oil-based clay, and I got some dead animals inside some jars.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I got a little bit. I got a Damascus steel knife. I got some money, some clothes, and some toys, and different tinkers and trinkets.
Yeah, good wares.
Good wares, some clothes. This hat right here I'm wearing.
I thought about getting one of them hats. Do you like it?
Yeah.
I thought about getting me one of them. I don't know if I would look as dapper in it as you do.
It's one of those hats, though, like, even when I put it on, you're like, am I a fucking yipper?
Nah. You look good with it. It fits you. I don't know if I would look quite as dapper in it, though. I don't really sport hats very well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a tall, dark man. I'm supposed to wear beastie clothes. Tall, dark.
I'm not dark. Or are you dark?
I'm dark.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like a pale, pasty white. I'm a pasty, pinkish white.
Mm-hmm. As you can see, well, since my papa died, I shaved the sides for that, and I still had all this. And we planned on doing like a Christmas episode, but it just never worked out.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got sick of this, so I shaved the mustache, and I'm back to old Nanner.
Old original Nanner.
Mm-hmm.
Old original Nanner.
I like old Nanner.
Me too.
I can like eat stuff and lick stuff.
Yeah, I had a pretty good beard going on, but I was getting food in it and stuff.
Yeah.
I still get food in this.
Oh yeah. Mustache is the worst. Anything you do, like I was always just wiping my mustache, no matter what I did.
But my beard will be back literally in a few days.
And I think that I de-age myself by like a decade when I shave my mustache too, even though it's starting to grow back already. But I think I look 10 years younger as soon as I shave. And all the gray seems to disappear.
I remember just a few years ago, we were talking about how you had no gray, and now you're finally starting to get some.
Well, there's these children that exist in this house. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm. They'll do it. All my gray, can't really see it now, but all my gray comes from right here, and then on the sides of my head, I get gray.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot in my hair. There's some. It's not noticeable. It's 99% just all this shit. Oh shit! Maybe if I lift up.
I don't mind gray hair. What I do mind is that I'm starting to go bald up here, right here, right here. Can't really tell. I'm never gonna do that stupid comb over thing that some people do.
No.
But right now I'm pretty good. As long as I do this with my hair like that, you can't really tell too much. But once it gets to be really bad, where like you know how like
me, mine's right here. You can see it. That's where it's starting.
You know how like David Spade and Tommy Boy when his hair was if it ever gets to that point, I'm just gonna shave it all off.
Yeah.
But
I want to shave mine soon anyways. I'm working on it. I'll get another new nanner. Yeah, my Christmas was interesting. Not many people know this, but there wasn't anywhere to sleep, and my dad wouldn't let me stay. So me and my little boo-boo, we actually slept one day in the car on Christmas Eve.
Oh.
Yeah, we slept in the car.
That's not very nice.
And I slept right next to Dave's house, and Dave didn't even know I was there. Oh, yeah.
Why wouldn't your dad let you sleep in there?
Oh, he had family over from his girlfriend.
You're his son!
Yeah, but it wasn't planned. They had made plans. And there was problems with them, too, because her son, just in Kalamazoo, got busted for DUI or something. My dad had to go. They're good people, though. They're very nice. It's not a big deal. I actually probably slept better in the car than most places. Plus, I had a little boo-boo with me.
Booba!
And there was no other car in that whole parking lot that I slept at. Just a parking ride, like, well, where you go and carpool people park there and share cars and go work with it. There was nobody there.
What if in the middle of Christmas Eve night you just heard?
Yeah.
You open and you thought it was going to be a cop or something. And it's a lot lizard, and she's like, "Hi, I got a hungry mouth to feed."
There's no lot lizards out there. I picked the perfect spot. There's like nobody there. It's just basically like an old style highway attached to another highway, and that's why there's no people there. Like nobody fucking goes there. No fucking way.
I was thinking of weird. I can't remember if I told you any of them. I can't even remember any of them except for this one right now. But I was thinking of like really weird, like kind of like under like what are they called? Like you know how the Suicide Squad is like they're anti-heroes.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, but like even more like B list or C list or like anti-heroes.
Well, did you watch the new Suicide Squad movie?
No.
No, they had that actual scenario.
Really?
Yeah,
but
the first 10 or 15 minutes of the movie, it was like they send out the Suicide Squad to go come off the beach and go and kill all these people or whatever to get access to whatever this place is. And then they also have another group of people doing the same exact thing on a different part of the beach, but they send all the loser ones out first. But it has, what's her name? Harley Quinn is one of them.
Yeah.
In the first group. And then, like, everybody fucking dies. Except for Harley Quinn, and she ends up finding her way to the other group. That's funny.
But yeah, I was thinking of different ones, and one was Lot Lizard, like, Lot
Lizard.
Lot Lizard. And it's just this, like, gangly, like, methed out person with no teeth. And, like, somehow, though.
That's her superpower. She's not.
No, I was gonna say like surprisingly, somehow she always uses her meth ways to like figure out how to get into places and like because she's just so methed out and like crazy, she just can get like do things that most people wouldn't put their mind to.
She has like a power of persuasion, and she also can unlock doors by like no matter whose door is locked, she just knocks on it. Her powers unlocks the door.
I was just thinking stuff like we have to smuggle somebody in here, but they have to contort themselves in the smallest of packages, and she's like shoved into this little luggage carrier.
She's a 5x5 box.
They're like, all we had to do was tell her we'd give her a crack rock, and she contorted herself.
She can do it. Yeah, she can do anything. She basically has any power she wants as long as it requires her to get laid.
Yeah.
They're like, we need you to get in here and she has to get paid for it too. Yeah, like they'll give you $30. Guarantee. We've done a scan on his wallet, and he has exactly $30 on him. And you're going to go in and contort yourself into this tiny box. We're going to mail you there. And when you get inside, you'll have sex with him. And when he falls asleep afterwards, then you get up, you take the $30, and then you hit this button here, and we'll all rush in and take over the place.
Yeah, there's like even crazy schemes like we need someone to get to the White House, and they're like nobody can get in the White House. And we're like, I know someone, Lot Lizard, and then she's like, yeah, what do you need? You guys need me to. How many dicks do you need me to suck today? They're like, no, there's not gonna be any dick sucking today, and she's gonna be like, well, then what do you want?
I'm only gonna get a cigar in my pussy.
And they're like, listen, we need you to go into the White House and get in this room. It's like, well, what am I gonna get? Do I gotta suck a dick there? And they're like, listen, you can suck a dick after you're done, but we'll give you $5 if you go do this. And she's like, I'm in. Son of a bitch, I'm in. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Like, I don't trust what you're trying to do here. But I need that $5.
They tell her the whole scheme, and she's like, and she just stares, and they're like, and then when you're done, you can suck this guy's dick. And she's like, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
$5. I get to suck whoever's dick I want, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, for sure. And then they're just a superhero that they find randomly to help her, and he can get his dick sucked anytime. He's always ready, no matter how many times he gets out. He's like, I'm never gonna leave him. As long as he's got money, we'll feed you the money. You just keep her busy.
Oh, man.
Until we need her. No, but back to the Christmas thing. So I went over to Dave's for Christmas. Thank you, Dave and family. Thalbert Lee. Thalbert Lee and I don't know why I'm blanking on his mom's name, but
Tina.
Mama Lee. I don't know why I can't think of her name for some reason.
We'll just call her Tina.
It's been a while.
Michelle. Rachel.
But anyways, went over there, his niece and her kid, and I found out that his nephew turned out to be a homo. Mikey, he likes it. Hey, Mikey. And I used to tell him that all the time. Hey, Mikey. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. And it turns out he's got a boyfriend. He was pissed off. And probably doing some drugs. Blah, 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 blah. Same old shit, just different dick. And then Phil came over with them. And Phil was already so fucking drunk that the entire night we couldn't understand anything he said. And he drank more while we were there, and he drank more. And I took him home. And he moved into my friend Lisa's dad's old house after her dad died. He got the house. And took him home, and then I talked to Dave recently and found out that Phil, not too long after that, maybe a week after that, or less than a week, was found laying on his kitchen floor, passed out after he called Dave and told him that he kept throwing up and shit. And then he was just, someone went over there, I don't remember who found him, but they went over there and he was just laying on the kitchen floor, passed out on his back. and he'd been there for some hours, maybe 12, 13 hours or something on his back. And, so they took him to the hospital and shit. And he had the only thing he seemed to have wrong with him for real was his kidneys are messed up probably because he was laying there so long. They say that the kidneys will pull up and make the kidneys bad just from being in the same spot for so long. And other than that, he was fine. I haven't heard the update yet to see if he got out of the hospital, but while he was in the hospital, he was saying weird shit. Like, he would call people, I think Dave said he called him or Mikey. I don't remember if he called him or Mike at 3 in the morning, and he told him he could see through the window, and there was some shit going on through the window, and all this stuff in his room didn't even have a window. And I was telling him that. He's like, "You gotta get me out of here. I can see out the window, and there's all this shit going on." I forget what the actual shit he was saying, but it's funny shit. And then he would call Mike, and he's like, "You gotta get me out of here. And on your way, pick me up a 30-pack of Busch Light or something."
Oh my gosh.
Fucking Phil.
He's gonna die.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
For sure.
I'm surprised he's still alive. I'm pretty sure I've known Phil almost my entire life. And since I was about 14-ish, I don't think I've ever seen him sober.
I just remember the last time I saw Phil, which was a long time ago, probably 15 years ago, his eyes looked like this.
He looks at people and call him Uncle Creepy because he's got one real lazy eye. And
yeah, like this. Yeah, this is how his eye looks, like this. Exactly like this. And I'm like...
stares at people.
Yeah, this is how his eye looks, like this.
And then he tries to say something. He's like, "Oh,
how am I doing this with my eye right now?"
And you're like, "Oh, yeah, Phil." Well, he'll say your name. Say, "Call me Toby." He'll be like, "Oh, well, Toby." So you know he's insulting you, but you don't know what he's insulting you about.
One of my favorite, I don't even remember if Phil was there, but one of my favorite pictures.
Oh, Dave with
the 2 fruits and the banana. And I'm passed out, and he's just serious looking. He don't even look like he's smiling. He's just like...
He was so happy. That was a good moment for Dave.
For Dave.
That was a great moment.
Oh, man. That was 10 years ago.
Epic 27th birthday party, so it was about 12 years ago.
Man.
Crazy how time flies.
That's what Dave does.
What Dave does.
Also, at that same party...
And that's the house that I said, that's what Dave does. That's
yeah.
what it was in.
That same party, before I got fruit in my face...
Peanut butter song?
Yeah, I was under the table singing about peanut butter on my balls. And dogs licking it off.
About my dog, Doogie.
Una,
lick the peanut butter off my balls.
Nah, something. I was pretty messed up. And then when I woke up, I went in the bathroom to take a pee-pees, and I looked in the mirror, and I had pee-pees on my face.
Pee-pees, John on your pee-pees.
I went to go take a pee-pees, and I found pee-pees on my face.
It's funny, I didn't even have to do anything to you. They did it for me.
I wasn't even mad. I thought it was funny.
It was funny.
I remember I was like, oh, what the hell?
That's how you knew you had a great party, is if you got shit all over your face. Nobody's ever been able to do that to me yet.
No, that just reminds me, and I'm glad it didn't happen to me, but Big Steve, one of my friends.
Big Steve.
We used to work with him. He actually, he was at his friend's house, and his friend's dad was drunk, passed out on the couch, and him and his friend colored his dad's entire head, face and head and neck with black Sharpie. And when he woke up, he tried to wipe it off, wash it all off, and it ended up turning his face purple. And so he was purple for like 3 or 4 days before it ended up fading away. And the guy was just like if that happened to me, I would be livid. And he was just like, guys, come on, guys.
Gosh,
come on. Now I'm going to be like this for days. Come on, guys. And like, didn't do nothing else about it. I would beat my kid. Actually, I have a daughter and I don't hit girls, so I wouldn't beat her, but something would be happening.
That still reminds me, at my work, there's one guy there, a little skinny dude. The funniest thing that I ever heard in my life was I had my truck parked and he couldn't get the trash. Well, he could have. He just thought he couldn't from the angle he had. So he couldn't bring the trash to the big trash can outside. And he said, instead of cussing and getting real mad, he said, gosh darn it all to heck. And that was a real man saying that. That was the funniest thing I ever heard in my life. Just a real man just coming out. Nobody's around except me, another man. He's like, gosh darn it all to heck.
My dad says, doggone it. Doggone it. I mean, I have heard him swear, but he says doggone it. See, for me, and I honestly, I don't do this for any reason other than to do it. I don't do it because I don't want to swear. I swear all the time. But for some reason, I pick other words to say instead of swears, like, oh, Hannah Montana, or what in the hoobajoob, what in the Herman Miller,
the skibby dibby, damn it,
Farkle. And it's not because I'm trying not to swear. It just seems more appropriate at the time.
Sometimes, yeah.
Farkle. And sometimes it means more because people are like, they're used to the same old thing. They're used to hearing fuck and cunt and all that. But if you say farkle, they're going to remember
You're going to get someone's attention.
You're going to get someone's attention like, farkle!
Oh, aristocrat!
Judy Garland!
Gibraltar!
Cherry's Jubilee!
Harry Habelstein.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
That happens from time to time. Most of the time, I like the classics. Can't really beat them. What's another word that you could really say that's better than fuck or shit?
You know, all my life, I've always been told, whatever you do, don't tell a woman she's a cunt. Don't call her a cunt. Don't say the C word. Women don't like cunt. Word. You know what, though? That might have been true at some point. It's not true anymore. You know what C word women hate more than cunt? Crazy. I can't tell you.
Crazy bitch.
I'm not joking. There's been so many times where like I've been in a relationship with a woman and I'll be like, you're fucking
crazy.
No, I go like this. Like, you know, yelling at him, blah, 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 you fucking cunt, blah, 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 cunt, cunt, cunt. Doesn't faze them. As soon as you go, you're getting fucked, you're acting crazy. Their eyes are like, what did you say?
Crazy.
Yeah. They're like, I'm not crazy.
That's when they turn crazy. And
you're like,
their head spins around.
Yeah, you are. You're even acting crazy right now. Say crazy one more time.
Say crazy.
And then you're a man and you don't want to back down, so you're like, you're crazy. And they're like, and and it's never failed. If you want to make a woman mad, don't call them a cunt.
Why you acting crazy?
Yeah, you say, you're crazy. As soon as you say that, they're
crazy? I'm not crazy.
You're calling me crazy.
Do you want to see crazy?
Yeah.
How about you? We'll stop arguing, go to sleep in the bed tonight. I'll show you what fucking crazy is. Just be quiet. This argument's over. I apologize. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna see fucking crazy. Just come in the bedroom. You don't know what crazy. Oh,
I'll show you how I whip and how I nay-nay. I'm gonna whip and nay-nay all night.
You just go to bed and you didn't even know she had a fucking $1,400 samurai sword.
A Tori
built into the
Hanzo.
bed. She just, as soon as you fall asleep, she's like, just in 32 different pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, huh?
Hattori Hanzo.
And then the cops come and they're like, what the fuck happened here? And he's like, he called me crazy.
And they're like, justifiable.
All right, we'll get this cleaned up and we'll call you next week.
These teeth are real.
Yeah.
Except for this one.
Real.
This one's
All
fake.
mine are real. Sure.
This one's fake because a woman shot it out with a BB gun.
And then Big Papa here, took him to B-dubs and he tried to eat a chip.
Oh, yeah, that was after I got it fixed.
Mhm.
And then I took a little bite. And then my tooth popped
That little
out.
tooth
My
almost
fake tooth.
murdered him.
Because I had a Tempe tooth. And then I had to go to the dentist. And they said, we're going to have to grind that to a little nub. So I ground my regular tooth to a little bitty nub. And I looked really funny. And then they made me a fake tooth. And they put it on there. And this is my fakey tooth. And when I smile underneath the black light, all my teeth glow except for this one.
Yeah.
This one stays dark.
Yeah. Well, you're sure.
Yeah.
Couple teeth in there.
And yeah, it didn't feel really good when I had my tooth shot out with a BB gun. I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm. Teeth are fucked up.
Teeth are weird.
It's like this. It's like your brain's first activation response place.
Mm-hmm.
Like your eyes, if you know anything about biology, your eyes are actually a part of your brain
Mm-hmm.
that stick out of your head. It's
Mm-hmm.
a part of your brain, connected directly to your brain. But these all have nerves. It goes down to your brainstem, and the nerves come. And these are the first nerves, so they're like the most primitive of nerves. So anything that happens here, you got these teeth that cover your nerves. That's the whole point of the teeth, so you can eat, and it covers the nerves. But you need the nerves so that you know how hard to bite shit. Because if you didn't have any nerves and you didn't have any feeling, you would just bite and break your fucking teeth, and then you wouldn't have no teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like first defense. And everything about the body is crazy. So you got your brain. If you ever look at a brain, it's got a certain color to it. And if you look at like the nerves have a certain color to it. And when you go from the brain, the outside of the brain's one color, the nerves inside it are a different color, and the nerves inside it coming out are the opposite. They look more like the brain because it changes. Because it's got to be fast processes, fast.
You got
fast
yourself
processes.
gray matter. You got yourself the white matter.
So it's all switched. Your nerves are the opposite of your brain because they need to get information processed faster. So your nerves, that's why they're so sensitive, because they're the fast processing center.
Yeah, and that explains why when I had an infection in my face from my tooth getting shot out, it was probably the most painful thing I ever felt. And I've been hung from hooks. I've literally had hooks in my back, and I hung my body on the hooks and swung around. And that was nothing compared to having an infection in my toothy.
Your little toothy tooth.
I'd rather have hooks in my whole entire body. If someone came up to me right now and they were like, you can either have hooks go throughout your whole body and suspend yourself, or you can get an infection in your tooth again, I would not even think about it for a second. I'd be like, hooks, please. Hooks, please.
For sure. And you need, yeah. I don't even remember what I was just saying. Something about pain.
Flick the frenulum.
The frenulum. You gotta flick it.
Ladies,
Remember?
just gotta flick the frenulum.
Mom would give me the bean soup at work, and they called it flick your bean soup.
Flick a bean soup. Flick a bean soup.
Joe Monger liked my flick your bean soup.
I remember that. Oh, we still have to have old
I
Mongy
know.
on the show.
Something's wrong with him. He won't come.
He's elusive. He's an elusive creature.
I'm just gonna have to go grab him one day.
We're gonna have to wrap him up in a gunny sack and bring him here fighting.
If we hire somebody at my work, I think just for a while, because I'm making so much money now because I'm working twice as much as everybody. I think I'm gonna just work like 4 days a week, and we'll get these episodes going.
I was actually thinking about doing the same thing at my work, telling them, because I work 10 hours a day.
Yeah, I need 4 days.
I was thinking about telling them I need a day off so that, I could have a day to do. Sure. So I could have a day to do whatever I want to do, because I'm so tired when I get done with work every day. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like today after work, I'm exhausted.
My boss told me I was the highest paid employee.
I should be one of the highest paid employees, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I really don't. I do more work, and I'm not the kind of person that does that, where I'm like, I do more work than everybody. But I literally do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it, and all it is the squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's all it is. And I don't bitch, and I don't complain, so I don't get fucking anything.
And that's exactly what it is. I thought the old man worked my shift today, but apparently it was the young buck. And now they're trying to get me to come in early.
It's not good to come in early, because then you get babies, and then you got to sign papers. You got to pay child support.
Don't sign no papers.
Don't come in early.
Yeah.
You got to pull
But
out.
I got to sleep.
Then you got to go, ah.
I don't want to be at work at midnight.
Mm-mm.
Who the fuck does that? How am I going to get sleep? I got to take someone to work at 10 o'clock. Then I got kids that go to bed at 11. I got to expect they're going to stay awake if I leave at 11 to go to work.
If you see a deaf woman and you want to flirt with her and you don't know sign language, this is what you do. You just take your finger like this and like that, and you just go, ooh. And I guarantee you they will fall in love with you. It's like,
pop it in.
Just,
yeah.
I guarantee you. Women like
One
that.
thing I do, any woman you want, you just point at them first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just aim at them and point right at them real close.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go. Then you go.
Mm-hmm. Women love that.
And you're like, oh.
Another thing women like, and I learned this from a very, very
wise person,
is when you see a woman you like, you go up to them and you put your finger right here and you go, boy, you got a pretty mouth.
Pretty mouth.
Boy, and you go like this to them, you got a pretty mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you they will fall in love with you.
You do that. To guys, absolutely, if you want a guy and never mess with you, just walk up to me like,
mm-hmm.
Just flick his hair in the back of his head.
Mm-hmm.
Up. Start down. Use a upward motion.
Mm-hmm.
And they know.
Oh.
They know they don't fuck with you.
Another thing you can do, now this is very rare if the mouth touch doesn't work, what you do is you just pull your thing out and you show it to them and you say,
wave it in their face.
What are you going to do with this right?
What are you going to do with
cha?
This right cha?
And they love that.
Oh, yeah.
It's
foolproof.
Foolproof. Like that, you shouldn't have to use that one, but if you do, I mean, that's like, because it's almost like shooting fish in a barrel with that.
Yeah,
it's
like the grenade. You throw the grenade.
It's not fair for them, because they can't even fight it.
He can't resist. He can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
You're just sitting at a grocery store and you're buying your fucking green onions and you just pop it out and you're like, what you gonna do with this right? Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She
like,
just can't stop herself.
But you only save that one if you really know you've met the one.
Yeah. And that's after you've exhausted all the other options.
Mm-hmm. First, you start out with the whole finger hand.
Remember, first, point at them.
Yeah, point at them.
Point right at them, real close, so they look at you.
Right, like that.
Because if they don't know what you're doing,
they
won't even notice. You could be doing that all day, and they're like, they don't even notice.
Yeah, then you take the hand, after you've pointed, pull the hand back, insert it in the other hand. If that doesn't work, which I'm sure it will, then you take that same finger, as soon as you pull it out, bring it up. Oh, you got a pretty mouth on you.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, which I don't know how it wouldn't work, but if for some reason it don't, then you pull out the old thing.
Whip it out.
And you pull it out and you say, what you gonna do with this rat? And as soon as you do that, if their mouth's open, it's going directly down. And they're going, oh!
Even if there's a dude there or anything.
They won't resist.
They don't even care.
Women love that.
It's
science.
Cheat code. It's like you bought the fucking little secret game. You put it on top of your fucking
the Game Genie.
Super Nintendo Game Genie. You flip the switch. And you got all the codes. God mode.
No. Don't be spreading this information out to everybody.
Yeah, everybody can't do this.
Yeah. They have to tell them at least to come to our show and watch.
Yeah.
So they get professional tutorial. Because you might know now, but you can't just go around teaching other people.
Obviously, you don't want everybody doing it because then you wouldn't have the opportunity to use the power.
Yeah.
Because people would just be all over it.
You're just going to the store. You're going to the store to see heads bobbing everywhere and fucking people putting hands and fingers.
People are pointing shit. And it just gets confusing. It's also going to damper the effect of it.
Yeah.
The true power of it is that it doesn't get used enough. And, once they get desensitized to the power, then it's all over anyways. And I have to come up with a whole new fucking system. And nobody wants that.
No.
I like the system we have. If
I
get laid, I just,
Nanner and I actually had to go all the way to the mountains of Asia and climb, like, to this temple on the top of this mountain and bring, like, this rare flower to this monk and give him this flower. We almost died.
Seen a flower like it. It was like white and brown, and it kind of looked like an ape.
Yeah.
Had an ape face.
We literally almost died like 3 times on our way up just to get this information for you guys.
Yeah, and this has been passed down. That's why this flower was made, because it's been passed down since the beginning of man, ape. And that special flower, it only grows in one local town, in northeast Asia.
Yep, and I don't tell many people this. I don't know if I should tell people. I think I can do it. Okay. But Keanu Reeves actually, he's the monk.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He doesn't tell the secret of how he learned the trick. Because, once you get to a certain point, you just pass on and then you devolve away. But there was a secret that it was, what's his name?
Liam Neeson?
No, Carrington.
Yeah.
What's his first name? God dang it.
I don't know.
Hung himself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill, yeah.
It's a rumor. I don't know that for sure. But it's all these Shaolin style movie makers that make all these Shaolin style movies, and they get into that. I think that's where it comes from. It goes way back to the old country.
Yeah.
Way back to the old country.
And,
man, what was his first name?
Watch this, guys. Watch my lips. Watch them turn white. I can expel all the blood from my lips.
I think after this, I can actually play an entire Slipknot song.
Watch this. Yeah. Yeah, I bet you guys didn't know I could do that.
I can't do it. My lips are full red. We don't have any white. It's not fair.
White. Look how red my lips are now. Now that I did that,
I know.
it brought more blood to my lips.
Fire in the lips. Now you can suck a vig. Suck a vig like super hard.
Do you think that there's a person out there that like could like seal their lips around a vaginal hole and then suck all the inside from the woman out. They're like,
give a hysterectomy by mouth.
No, like they suck everything out, like their whole organs. Like the woman's like,
their brains coming. The woman's see their eyes come out.
Yeah, the woman's like this. They're like, oh yeah, yeah, I like that. Wait, no, don't do that. They're like this. They're like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. What are you going? And the guy's like, and they like devour it like that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then they're just finding. Yeah. And they're just finding these shriveled up husks of women everywhere. And there's this big fat guy walking around. He's all fat from eating all the insides of all these women.
The women's bodies are just like, they look like kind of like E.T.'s neck.
Yeah.
A little accordion, like bodies that are down with feet sticking out.
Yeah. Chicken sandwich. Chicken sandwich.
I would like a number 5, please.
What do you mean chicken sandwich? Listen here, you gooback. Stan! Chicken sandwich.
Oh, that's what I want to talk to you about. I know you haven't seen it, but the new South Park.
I've seen clips of it, and it's funny as hell. But no, I haven't watched the whole thing.
After COVID-19, when they're all adults.
Yeah, I've seen clips of it. I love how Kenny looks. Kenny's just like, he looks like some stoner, like Big Lebowski guy.
Yeah, he's got a beard and a mustache.
Yeah, I love how he looks.
And he still doesn't talk. Like everything's just him smiling.
Yeah, and then when they talk about him, they're like, he was so smart and so revolutionary. It was like you couldn't even understand what he was saying. It was like almost like you couldn't even understand what he was saying.
And then Cartman becomes a devout Jew.
Yeah.
Marries Jews and has a bunch of Jewish kids.
And I didn't see the part, but I heard about it when he's like staying at Kyle's house and he's banging his wife and he's saying all these...
Oh, Abraham.
Yeah, and he's like, Jewish people don't do that when they're having sex, Cartman.
He's like, yes, they do. I do that.
Oh, man.
He's like, I know you just hate me.
Oh, Jehovah! But it's funny that they did that, though, because, like, ultimately, like, that's the biggest insult Cartman could do to Kyle, is actually become a Jew.
I'm waiting for it, too. You know it's going to come at the end. At the very end, when they're done with all the episodes, Cartman's going to be like, I did get you, Kyle!
Yeah.
You fucking Jew! When Kyle finally accepts him as a Jew.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, yes. Yes.
Yeah, he'll be like, you were a Jew this whole time. I'm sorry, Cartman. He's like, you thought I was a Jew.
And then he's going to be like his wife's going to, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick your ass. God damn it.
Say, Uncle Kyle.
Fuck you, Kyle.
He's like, that's my son. The other one, kick the baby.
Did it show? I didn't see. Like I said, I've only seen clips. Does it show Ike as an adult?
No, not that I've seen. So I'm sure they'll do something to make sense. But there's only been 2 episodes that so far. I haven't seen the second one yet. So.
I love South Park. I love that they have not bent to the will of PC shit.
Well, whatever they say goes, because it's the most successful show that's ever been on Comedy Central.
And there's a reason for that, because they're not PC and shit. You'd think everybody else would follow suit and be like, well, let's just do whatever we want to do.
It's like The Simpsons have been around. They're like the longest show in the history of TV shows. I don't know how many seasons it's been, 35 seasons, some shit like that. But fucking, I haven't watched that show probably in 15 years.
Yeah, it's the same with me. I don't know who's watching it. I think that people that don't have cable are the only ones that watch it, because...
And I loved The Simpsons back then. But...
Yeah, I don't know.
But when you have South Park, those Simpsons did it.
I think
I think that episode's probably better than any Simpsons episode. There's some good Simpsons.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's still episodes that are good, but I mean, it just goes to show that they did go follow suit with the PC shit. They got rid of Apu. And I don't know. I mean, that's not why I stopped watching it, but it's just like it definitely didn't motivate me to want to watch it. Like,
I preferred Futurama was better, I thought.
Dude, one thing that blew my mind that I can never forgive is, and I'm not saying I'm anti-vax. I'm not saying I'm pro-vax. I'm not saying any of that shit. I'm just saying one thing that blew my mind was that Family Guy did a fucking episode about like trying to sell the vaccine, like trying to get people to do the vaccine. Like,
oh my god,
I could not believe it. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
That's
Family
crazy.
Guy?
Family Guy.
I couldn't believe it, man. And like, I haven't watched Family Guy in probably just as long as Simpsons, but I just thought that like, I don't know. I felt like Family Guy was on the same playing level as South Park. And once I saw that, I was like, no.
Yeah, that's weird.
I was like, you're a sellout, you know.
Fucking weird.
Stupid. Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck, Seth MacFarlane? Like, what? What were you thinking? The only thing I think of was he was drunk.
Thinking of not getting fired.
He was drunk with somebody, like somebody in Fox, and they're like, listen, Seth, I love you, but you gotta do something for me. And he's like, what is it? Anything. And he's like, you gotta make people want the vaccine, man. And he's like, I'll do it. And then when he sobers up, he's like, shit. They're like, you gotta do it. And he's like, all right, I'll do it.
I don't know.
That's the same reason why I have a Bruce Campbell tattoo on my ribs right here, because I got drunk and I told the tattoo artist he could practice doing portraits on me. And then the next day I was all sobered up and I didn't want to do it anymore, but he was like, you promised. And I didn't want to back down, and I was just like, yeah, I remember. And then we did it.
Brucey boy.
And now I got a portrait of Bruce Campbell on my ribs, and it's not even that good. You can't even tell it's Bruce. I just have some guy's face on my ribs. And that's what happens when you make drunk agreements.
It's not the worst portrait.
Nah.
But it's,
I mean, it's on my ribs, and nobody ever sees me with my shirt off, so. Meh.
I've seen definitely worse portraits.
Foo-foo noo-noo. Yeah.
The worst one ever with the guy who got his daughter's picture.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's not a bad tattoo. Yeah. It just doesn't look like Bruce Campbell. That's all. Like, if you saw it and you didn't know it was supposed to look like Bruce Campbell, you'd be like, whoever that is, that looks cool.
Yeah.
But then when I'm like, it's Bruce Campbell, you're like, maybe a little bit.
Kindy.
Yeah.
Kindy.
See, this is my new, this is going to be my freaky coat. I'm going to try to keep wearing it every time I'm on the show. I have a bunch more patches I got to put on here and pins, but I'm trying to put like all my favorite stuff on here. I've got the Boris Karloff mummy right here. I've got Toxie from Toxic Avenger. I've got the Tarman from Return of the Living Dead. Some of my favorite horror movies. And at home I got some
pins.
What's that?
So I got a bunch of cool pins too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that like
wears. We should both have a Jackie.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Show.
Yeah, wear jackets with like the things that we like on it. I've got patches from like John Carpenter's They Live. I've got a patch for that right here that I want to like put right here or something. And I'm just gonna like put all types of different patches of things I like on here and wear that. Have it be like my uniform for the show. Because I usually leave work and then come here and I need something to cover up my work shirt.
Regular shirt.
So people don't see where I work because I might say something offensive and then someone's going to be like, I'm never going to that. I'm not. Yeah, because how people
I can't even say where I work.
Yeah, people are pussies.
A reputable company, but you can get fired.
Yeah.
I even left text message. Jeez, I can't talk. Text message one time to an employee. He threw a conniption fit. He ended up getting fired on me. But
yeah, people are stupid. People get offended easy and it's dumb.
I would just try to be funny, and we had shared dirty jokes, and he laughed, so I thought he was funny. Didn't happen.
People are dumb. I can't tell you one time in my entire life I've been offended. Like, I'm offended.
We've talked about it before. We're just, what are you offended about? The only way a person can truly be offended by something is if it's true.
You know, a smell can offend me.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
But I'm offended. That's a little different. That's like an offensive.
Yeah, like.
It stinks.
If I'm hitting you,
Yeah.
I'm offending you.
Yeah.
Because I'm hitting you.
You're on offense.
If you smell
you're an offender.
a smell,
versus a defender.
You're offended because you're sensing that smell. If I say a word, however you perceive it, like that's what you're offending yourself.
Yeah.
If you're hearing that the way that you don't like, that's your fucking fault because you were hearing it the way that you want to hear it to hurt yourself.
People don't even understand what the word is.
Whenever I hear somebody say something that normal people would be offensive by, I don't even register it in my brain. I'm just like, diarrhea.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, I suck. Yeah.
Stuff. Stupid shit. Like driving down the road and some idiot's like driving fucking stupid and he's mad because I'm not where I'm supposed to be or he doesn't think I'm supposed to be, but I'm a good driver. I've been driving my whole fucking life. And that's why I work driving. We work driving. We know how to fucking drive. Most of the other people don't. So fucking retard sticks his finger out of the window. Oh, fuck you. Like, that's not me. That's you. What do I got to be mad about? Who cares?
If someone flips me off, you know what the best thing to do is? And I don't even think about it when I do it, but the best thing you can do, smile at them.
Wave at them.
Wave at them. Blow them kisses.
These Mexicans do that to me.
If you get upset,
off and I was like, hey.
If you get upset at somebody, if they're trying to there's two things. If someone offends you, and there's two ways. They're either trying to offend you, which you shouldn't want to show them you're offended because then they win.
Yeah.
Or two, they don't mean to offend you. In that case, why do you fucking care?
Yeah.
They didn't mean to do it. So either way, why are you gonna fucking
like you could talk to somebody and be like, you know, I warned you ahead of time, like the thing you said might be offensive to some people, might hurt their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. You're having a conversation and you're letting them know that you think that other people would be bothered by it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're warning them about it. You're not saying, oh, it's a stupid thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's smarter. But if you're offended by it yourself, like I said, the only way that it can truly be offensive to you is if it hurts your feelings because it's true.
Yeah. And
like
that's your fucking fault.
Your face is fucking ugly. That's going to hurt more than someone saying, oh, I don't like that guy down the road because he's fucking black.
Mm-hmm.
He's fucking ugly and black and big lips. Someone says that. How does that offend you? It's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I'd be like if someone said they didn't like me because I was white, I'd be like, well, that's your fucking problem. Don't look at me anymore.
Yeah.
Don't fucking talk to me. Get the fuck away from me. Like, I'm not going to go, because they don't like me. I don't fucking care.
Oh, go fuck your mother. I'll be like, go fuck my mother. I don't care.
Yeah, that's another thing. So I can't tell you how many times I've had people go,
fuck my mother.
I fucked your mother last night. Or, you know what I say? I go, wow.
Good for you.
You must be really desperate. Or I go, thank you. Thank you for showing my mom a good time. I hope she enjoyed it. Or
hopefully I'll hear about it later. It might be fun for her.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
she hasn't had someone that young in a long time.
Do you have pictures? I don't know.
Show them to me.
Like, I don't know, man. Cares? I don't fucking care, man. I don't care who likes me. I don't care about any of that shit. Like, at the end of the day, I do what I do to benefit myself.
I said, the only thing that affects me is that I have my own personal code against other people and that I don't want to be rude to people.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I'm an asshole.
You know, the only reason why I am even somewhat of a decent human being is because it benefits me.
Yeah.
That's the only reason
That's
why.
what the rude thing is.
There's so many things that I would say and do, and it's not because I'm afraid to hurt people's feelings. It's because I have to make a living.
Yeah.
I have to take care of my kid. I have other people that depend on me.
Rudeness is abiding by the simpleness of life. Doing the simple things. You hold the door for somebody. You say thank you, and they do the same for you. You put your fucking cart away at the cart corral at the grocery store. You thank the person who does that. You tip somebody well. Just the basic things. Being rude is being an asshole for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
You can be an asshole to somebody who's an asshole to you. There's no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's funny.
Yeah.
If it's funny to be an asshole, you can be an asshole. And I expect you to be an asshole back to me if I'm an asshole to you.
Yeah.
That's how the world works. If I say, God, like if I'm just hanging out with a dude, I shake his hand, one of my friends, I'm like, damn, I haven't seen you for a long time, man. Your ugly fucking face hasn't changed a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, that's because you got a tiny dick, you fuck face. That's the whole way you think. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, God damn, stop talking about how tiny my dick is.
Yeah, little pee-pee.
Just because you've seen it and sucked on it doesn't mean you get to talk about it.
Yeah.
But you could say that and it'd be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come back at you. That's what life is. You got to have fun. You got to enjoy. But not be an asshole for no reason.
Yeah.
You can be an asshole, but not for no reason.
Yeah. Just live by
Don't
George
be
Carlin.
rude.
Just live the rules of George Carlin and it'll get you far.
Yeah. The rules of the road.
The rules of the road.
Follow the rules of the road and you'll get where you're going.
I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. You know? If it'll get me a couple miles down the road,
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a shot in the mouth. You know?
Follow the rules of the road and you'll get where you're going.
I wish George Carlin was still alive.
I
Actually, I do, but I don't. Because
the times we're having now, he would definitely have a weird opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we need George Carlin right now, but at the same time, I feel like he would be in so much tyranny. He'd be so upset. He'd be like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
I taught you guys better.
He'd be torn. Like he's a Democrat-style person. Like Democrats were totally different 10 years ago than they are now. Not even 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
When Obama became president and Obama did speeches about fucking the border wall. There's video of him talking about we need to put up a fucking border wall outside of Mexico. And then he becomes president, doesn't do it. And then Trump becomes president. And then he wants to put a wall up and all of a sudden he's fucking racist. It's just stupid shit. It's just political shit. Everybody wants a wall around Mexico because they don't want a bunch of people coming into the country illegally. And you don't know, the problem with illegal is that you don't know anything about them. So you want it to be done legally. There's ways to get legal in the country. Anybody can come to the United States they want. You just do it legally and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong, nothing racist about it.
Mm-mm. Even Raul, my very good friend,
Yeah.
he agrees. And he did it the right way.
Yeah. Mexicans don't want Mexicans here illegally because they come into the country and they want to live here. And
you know what's funny is so many people now, and that I'm not a political person at all, but I will tell you this: I do love America. I love living in America.
It's the way things are. The way they should be. Not always.
But the sad thing is there's more and more people every day being taught to hate America and that live in America. And then it's funny because you got all these white people that will say that are trying to speak for black people and speak for Mexican people where they're not even saying they're not even saying the stuff that black people and white Mexican people are thinking. If you ask any Mexican person
shit like calling them Latinx.
If you ask any Mexican
no
person,
Mexican wants to be known as Latinx.
There's so many people. Okay, so I can't tell you how many times I've been hearing this lately, where people are like, "Did you know that America is supposed to be half Mexico? Americans stole half of Mexico from Mexico or whatever." Well, guess what? If Mexico could choose how much they wanted to be America, they'd choose it all because Mexico is being ruled by the cartel. Like, they don't want to be in Mexico anymore.
Because they get killed.
Why is America such a bad place if all these fucking Mexicans are trying to come here? Like,
there's a reason. Not just Mexicans, other countries too. Honduras, Guatemala, fucking, I don't know, all the other countries.
My own girlfriend, she's a teacher.
Puerto Rico.
She's a teacher.
Cuba.
My own girlfriend's a teacher. I got a backpack. It's a tactical hiking backpack for Christmas. She bought it for me. On the back of it, there's a Velcro American flag. It Velcros so you can pull it off and put it on. When I opened it up, I saw the American flag and I didn't do any, I just left it on. She told me to pull it off. Now, I'm not some kind of like crazy like America, blah, 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 blah kind of guy. But just to pull it off for no reason, I was just like, why? It's on there, so like, I don't want to pull it off. And she's like, the American flag is such...
make you think you want Trump to win.
The American flag is just evil and America's bad. And I'm like, just fucking leave then.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like...
If you don't like America, you can trot on out to Canada.
Yeah.
See how they treat you.
Why? Yeah, like...
Go to Mexico.
Why are people...
Sell chiclets on the street.
Why are people dying every day to try to come over here? People literally die to try to come here every day. Why are people dying to come here every day if America's so bad?
But there are a lot of weird, that's what makes America good. But we'll get through some of the shit. But there are some issues going on, and we've talked about it before. Like, there's a girl at, I don't even remember fucking college it is, but she's breaking all the records for swimming, like destroying all these women's records by multiples of seconds. Wasn't a good male swimmer when she was a male, but the only rules are you have to be on hormones for 1 year. 1 year of your life in your whatever college, your 19, 20, whatever, so that's 1/20th of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So
your
be
whole
able
body.
to compete against women, and you're still basically a man.
Yeah.
And you're beating the women. It's just not fair to the women. It's not.
But those are the same.
To do with being a woman or wanting to be a woman.
But the thing is those same people that are using the benefit of being American and having freedoms, those same people are the same people that say America sucks, that America's bad, and that Trump's bad, and I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Biden supporter. I don't care about any of that shit. But I'm just saying, it's those same people that say that take advantage of all our freedoms are the same fucking people that shoot America down, and it doesn't make any sense.
That's what I was trying to explain with the flip-flopping of the government presidents and shit like that. All of them do this stuff. Nancy Pelosi was talking about border walls. All kinds of people. They all say the same shit. It's the same shit floating around. That's all they want. They don't give a fuck about any of that. Not one piece of it. Most of them. There's a few here and there that are decent, but most of them, the goal is make money.
Yeah,
make
that's
money.
what they care about.
That's it. That's all they give a fuck about. They make money.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Fauci's the most highest paid fucking person in government. You think he gives a fuck whether you wear a mask or you don't wear a mask? Fuck no. He's making the money.
The
Is he going to retire? He's in his 80s. He's
the man.
Rich. He's going to make the money.
Make the money. What are you going to buy with the money? I'm going to take the money and go money. I won the money. The money.
And he's all happy about that. Why would he give the money to somebody else? He's not going to quit or retire. He don't do anything. He just fucking sends emails and shit. What the fuck are you going to do? And he's on TV. He's famous.
And I'm not going to say that COVID isn't real.
Money.
I'm not going to say none of that shit. But I will say COVID isn't really that big of a deal. And guess what? They're making a big deal out of it because
money. And the Pfizer wants to make that money. Money. They're all going to make that money. Money. Just give me the money and put it in the money. I want the money soup. Can I get the soup with a little side of the money? I'm going to put a little gold on top of there. I don't want the buffalo wing. I want a buffalo wing with a little bit of gold on there. Put a little gold on there. I'm going to eat that. Money. Let me just get that money. Get that money.
Oh, ooh, that's hot money. I want some of that money. Give me that money. This is my money. I want that little one.
Yeah, man, it's all because of the money.
That's all it is.
Just as many people die from all this other shit. Why don't they fucking ban
100,000 people a year this year died of opiates.
Why don't they...
And they've already been sued for opiates.
Why don't they make this big of a deal over cigarettes? Why don't they make this big a deal over anything else that kills this many people or more?
But cigarettes, you can still sell them. But, we're going to put a naughty picture on the box.
Seriously.
I
can't tell you how many fucking times I hear on the radio, get the vaccine, get the vaccine, get the vaccine. They have little kids on there, vaccine, get the vaccine. How many times do you hear anti-cigarette ads on the radio? Maybe.
Almost none anymore.
Yeah, hardly ever.
And it's independent companies that do it, not anybody that's actually important.
How many people die from cigarettes every day compared to COVID?
How many people die of car accidents? And they don't tell you not to drive.
Mm-hmm.
They say, don't drink and drive, or don't text and drive. You can't touch your car. 86% of all deaths in cars cause you get 86% better chance of dying because you're texting in your car. They said, well, if you can't text in your car, why don't you just get rid of the fucking cell phones that are made by fucking slaves?
And that's why we're all going to get Neuralink.
Yeah. I don't care about Neuralink anyways, but the first second they say, hey, we're going to put a robot leg on you, I'm going to be like, sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
I want the fucking robot leg.
I want a robot everything.
I'll get the first one, I'll get the second one, just keep putting fucking robot parts all over me, just keep my dick.
Mm-hmm.
I just want my dick.
Yeah, I'm going to be this robot.
It's just hanging dick.
My dick's going to be like...
That's
Mark's going to be like this.
And I want to keep my beard in my mouth so I can drink whiskey.
Yeah.
Ah!
That's just going to be a beard and a mouth and then a liver. And then a Peter. And the liver's going to be connected to a little Peter.
You have a couple little things like you have your toe. One toe, and a couple fingers and a thumb.
Yeah, I'm going to have a finger so I can touch women still. Like, let me touch that.
Yeah, let me get that titty. Let me get that titty right there.
Let me just touch that mouth.
I may be a robot, but I like titties.
Give me that right. Yeah, I'm gonna have a tongue still, but they're gonna put it somewhere else on my body. And then it'll just open up and be like,
you'll still be the same type of person. Still be the same type of person. You'd be out at like Michigan's Adventure at a theme park because there's girls with bikinis on. You got robot eyes, and it's like just right on her nipple.
Yeah.
Woo.
She's gonna be like, oh! It'll be all up in her. Oh! I can see your ovaries.
Yeah, you got nice ovaries, ma'am.
You are fertile.
But they have found that before, like, women don't understand, but when they go through, like, transition therapy and they start taking steroid or testosterone, they get the same urges that guys get. Like, when you see breasts or an ass or something in your body, it's not you doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You just go.
Yeah, I can't help it.
There's nothing. Even when you're trying, you're like, I see the tits already from long ways away, but you're doing something, you're like, and my girl's right there, your eyes are like, oh. So you're walking, and then you hope they pass you before you give into it, but your body does, it's automatic.
Well, that's just like, for me, like emotionally and like mentally, I'm not really into like
cheating.
I'm not into anything. I'm really not into anything. But because I still have the male hormone, I'll be like, as soon as I see something hot, like a hot woman or whatever, I look and I'm like, oh shit. But as soon as like any other thought goes in my mind, it's not like my mind's like, oh, I wish that was my girlfriend. Yeah. Or, oh, I wish it's never anything else. It's more just like, I can't help it. My brain's just like, look at them nice titty. Look at them nice booties. Mm-hmm. But, like, it's not like I want to marry them.
See, I don't know if I put this on the show before or not, but I had an opportunity with my son's mom years ago. the girl just came up to me, and I was unhappy at the time because she was being real cunty.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a little laundry room, and it was outside of my apartment. There was 2 apartments on the outside, 2 upstairs on the bottom, and there was a laundry room outside in a little hallway. And she had borrowed our laundry basket, so I went to get it. She came back with me to the laundry area, and she asked me, she's like, "You want to have sex?" Right there. And she was hot as fuck. Skinny, dark-haired, real sexy, nice body. And I was just like, I was surprised, but I was like, I kind of regret it after what went down. But it wasn't like, a normal guy would be like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." But that wasn't even really a thought in my head at the time. I was like, holy shit, that's aggressive. No. So I was like, no.
For me, honestly, I would have done the same thing as you. Honestly, I really would have. But for me, it's more. I love the fantasy idea of hot women, but honestly, I hate people.
Oh yeah,
I don't like anybody.
I wouldn't want to date.
And
dating is the worst thing on planet Earth.
And when I look at women, yeah, I have fantasies. Mm-hmm. I do. And
you got to talk to.
I fantasize about when I see certain women, I fantasize.
You got to relate too.
And when I see a porn or whatever, I sometimes I'll delve in, and it's fantasy.
Divulge yourself.
Yeah, but in real life, honestly, I fucking hate people. I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to be intimate with you. I want to do exactly what I want to do and have to not worry about anything that you want. I don't want to have to worry about having to please you. I don't want to have to worry about what's going to happen afterwards. And just those thoughts alone turn me off from it. If I could be a video game and be I'm just going to take control and control you and not have to worry about any of that, and you're going to be gone afterwards, then I'd be into that.
Well,
but
what happened back in the day, we'll go back. Start back from the beginning. Papa.
Mm-hmm.
Papa wasn't the smartest man. He didn't have an education, couldn't read, and he had Nanny. Nanny was smarter. She couldn't read. I mean, she could read. I don't know why I said she couldn't read, but she was an amazing cook, a Southern woman, and she believed in her principles of being with somebody. But Papa was an old classic man. All he cared about was he have the dinner, he have the breakfast, he have the lunch, he cooked that, and that's all I care about. That's your life. And Nanny never complained one time. She had a shitty life because Papa was an asshole when he was eating. But that was Nanny's world. And if you had a woman that was like Nanny today, which there are none in the world left, Nanny was the perfect woman. Her opinion didn't matter to nobody. But we all loved her to death because she was the sweetest, best woman, and she made the best food, and she took care of everybody, and she was always happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can tell you right now, even though I'm the way I am, and I know I'm not the greatest person, I've treated every woman I've had
with respect.
With respect, I've treated them like gold. I've treated them as good as I could treat them. I can also tell you, I've never had one cook me a meal. I've never had one give me a back rub.
Yeah.
I've never had one.
I've had some cook me a couple meals, but
I've never
been good at it.
I've never had me a nanny before. I mean, not this nanny.
Not this.
I got this
real nanny. I'm Nanner.
Yeah, the Nanner. But I never had me a nanny before, and maybe I would be different about things if I did, but I never had that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You'll never get that.
Just a reminder.
Number 9. Small batch. 90 proof. It's quite delicious. Pretty good.
Smooth.
Ow.
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 Some people like to think they're Jesus adult. I like to think about my Jesus. 8 pounds, 9 ounces. Just sitting there all innocent like.
Sweet old Jesus.
Jesus.
Give him a little kiss on his little tushy, because it's the cutest little tushy.
Some people like to think of their Jesus looking kind of like a Muslim, and other people like to think of their Jesus like a black person. Other people like their Jesus to look kind of like Jared Leto, and that's okay. But I like to think about my Jesus in like one of those tuxedo T-shirts. Like he's formal, but he also likes to party. You know?
I like my Jesus with a mullet.
Yeah, that too. And that's okay. However you want to think about your Jesus, that's all right. I also like to think about my Jesus like he'll wear a condom, but if you don't have to, he won't.
That bitch off.
Yeah.
He's like, I love condoms are fine, but I'm in control of my own shit.
Yeah.
What I always say about condoms anyways is don't make any sense. There's one thing I know 100% when you're having sex with a condom, is that when you come inside.
Mm-hmm.
But when you pull out, you don't.
I've got some pretty good pull-out game.
Yeah. I mean, mine's been good. Almost 11 years with one person. And 3.5 years with another person. All in tandem, plus other women in between that. And neither one has gotten anything.
I do have one child, but I feel like, and not that I regret it at all, because I love my daughter, and I'm thankful for her every day. But I feel like there was some kind of conspiracy involved. Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't my fault completely. There was a little bit of conspiring out of jealousy involved.
Yes. There was conspiracy one time with me. And this was technically Ryan's fault in the beginning. When I had a bunch of girls I was talking to, and I had one. One was Beer Girl, and one was Danny Girl. Yeah, Beer Girl and Danny Girl. Those two for sure. There might have been another one. There was other girls here and there, but then I was describing them to Ryan, and I was like, who should I go out with? Which one should I go out with? Which one should I talk to? And I was like, I think I like Beer Girl. That's the one that sounds good. And I was like, yeah, that does sound good. She had a picture from far away, and you couldn't see her very well. Pictures of school, and she looked okay. Not great, but fine. So I was like, all right, that's a good idea. So I talked to her. I was like, what's your phone number? Let's go out. Blah, blah, blah. And then I meet her. As soon as I see her, I'm like,
she kind of looks like a turtle. She kind of looks like a soft shell turtle.
Not exactly what I was expecting.
If you were a Ninja Turtles fan, which a lot of you people that are watching probably were because you're around our age, and you took a female soft shell turtle and you mixed her with some mutagen, you probably get this woman.
But she's a good girl, smart girl, going to college at the time. So we had our thing, and like I said, I don't like to be rude. I treated her with respect. We went out. It wasn't the greatest day out, but then we went like downtown, did some stuff, and we went back to her apartment, and I did my fancy equipment work, and I got the mouth to where I wanted it to be, and then I did the business. And then it turned into a thing. We did a thing for a while, but then one day she decided, I'm a bigger girl. I'm on top of him, and when he's about to do his thing, I'm just going to sit there and let him inside me. That was her decision, and then she decided not to ask me later on when she did become pregnanto. Decided not to tell me, and then or decided not to involve me in the conversation, and basically said she was getting rid of it. The chat ruined that whole thing, and that was what happened to me. So it's not that I fault her for it, but do what the fuck you want. I don't care. But since you did that and you killed my own child, that I wasn't intending to create, that you were obviously intending to create for some reason, even though you didn't want it, that just ruins the whole thought process. Why would you do that and then be that way? That ruined the whole relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was how that went.
Mm-mm. It's not right.
It's not right. That's why, like I said, I'm pro-choice, but personally, I'm pro-life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I make a baby, I'm going to keep that baby.
Yeah, I agree. I think you can't force a woman to do what you want them to do with their body, but it also will cause you to feel differently about what they do. Like, you also can't control.
My baby.
Yeah, you can't control.
My baby too.
You can't control how you're gonna feel about it. Like, like when my daughter's mom was pregnant, I felt the same way. Like when I found out she was pregnant, I wasn't even planning on. I wasn't planning on. I wasn't planning on having kids. I really wasn't. I never wanted a kid. I didn't. But as soon as I found out I was gonna have a kid, I did not want to lose it.
No.
And but at the same time, she didn't seem too happy about it. And I told her, I said, "Listen, this is up to you. This is your body, but I want to keep the child. And if you have the child and you don't want it, I will take care of it." And
financially, for both of us, it was a nightmare. But neither of us would give up our kid. That's us.
Yeah. But if for some reason she did give up, like if she had gone the abortion route, I would have done the same thing. I would not have stayed with her. Mm-hmm. I would be upset. Mm-hmm. I would not, continue the relationship. Would not be happy. But ultimately, like, that's their choice. That's something that they it's their body.
They figured it out. They decided, fuck this kid. He might be president. He might fucking work at Subway. Either way, fuck it. Might get rich off him. Might be the best basketball player that ever existed and make $71 million a year. We don't know, but fuck him.
Mm-hmm.
But me, I don't have the choice now. My body. All she did is suck my seed into her body. And figure it out. Who knows what my kid would have been. The one I made and we kept.
Oh, he's a winner.
I'm fine. I wouldn't consider him president of the United States, but there's nothing wrong with him.
He's basically a beanstalk, but with tiny feet.
Yeah.
He's got, not tiny feet.
Not tiny feet.
He's got littler feet than you'd think.
Because his mom is a Flintstone.
He's a Flintstone kid.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're a modern Stone family. From the town of Bedrock, they're a page right on the history.
His brother is a cheeseburger.
And his dad came out of prison. With the Flintstones. They're something. No, I don't remember.
Sometimes...
Let's ride with the family down the street. They also have a bunch of tiny feet. It was funny, though. You had Wilma. But back in the day, you thought Betty was hot. When you were a little kid, you were like, Betty's the hot one. Wilma wasn't the hot one. She was the redhead. Back in those days, it was even more rare to see a redhead. So, red hair.
But you know what? When you get older, that Wilma starts looking better and better as the days go by. Hey, somewhat on the topic, but off the topic at the same time. My dad used to work in a factory. In the factory, back then, things were not the same as they are now, where people didn't get all bent out of shape out of stupid shit. And they would hand out these comics. These comics were adult comics. And my dad would collect these comics and put them in a folder. And one day in my youth, I came across this folder, and one of the comics that they had was a Flintstone comic. And did I tell you about this before? Mm-hmm. In the Flintstone comic, basically, Fred gets a blowjob from Wilma, and he comes all over. and while he's coming all over her, the elephant from outside, or the mastodon,
Dishwasher.
the woolly mammoth, whatever you want to call it, sticks his trunk inside the window, and he's trying to get inside Wilma, but instead accidentally gets his trunk inside Fred's asshole. And Fred surprisingly likes it. And
Blinkies.
And at the end of the comic, they all three end up sleeping together. And Wilma's not too happy about it because, you know, she's jealous. And it was a really weird comic. And I just remember when I was a kid, I remember not really understanding it and being really kind of scarred by it. There was another one where, and it's kind of incestuous now that I think about it, but Lucy was Linus's brother in the Peanuts, with Charlie Brown and stuff. And Linus in the comic had his blanket, and Lucy's kind of giving him a hard time about it, like, why do you have this blanket? And he uses the blanket to kind of like wrap her up. He wraps her up in it, and he fucks her. And he's like, that's why I have it.
That's why I have it, bitch.
But now, thinking about it, that was his sister.
Yeah. Incest shit.
That's fucked up.
Terrible, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit's been around forever. There just wasn't the internet.
And it's crazy because
It's like the most popular shit out there.
I mean,
I'm your dead mommy.
people, dude, like, I'm not ashamed. I go on Pornhub sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the trend is right now, but I swear every time you go on there, it's always about step-parents having sex with their step-kids and shit. Or step-kids having sex with their step-brothers and shit. Like, is it because, like, divorces are so common now that, like, everybody's got a fetish about... Everybody's got, like, this fetish about...
You used to be my stepbrother, but you're not anymore. So
is that what it is? Like, because, like, my parents are divorced and stuff, but, like...
You wouldn't sleep with your sister, but... She's full-blooded sister anyway.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Like,
your other ones are.
Is divorce so common now?
It's like you go to your sister Sherry's birthday party, and you're like, "Hey, you're looking hot today, sis."
I'm just saying, like, I've never had a stepbrother, stepsister, but like, is the reason why it's so trendy right now because divorce is so common right now that, like, that's a thing? Like, do you step siblings and stuff, like, do you guys fantasize, like, about having sex with your step siblings or your stepmom or dad or whatever? Like, it's kind of fucked up. I don't know.
That's fucked up. And we gotta go back to this so many times, and I'm tired of saying it. I'm going to have to make a video even ahead of time. And I want everybody who's watching this, if you can get through all this and have fun and enjoy it, please. We're on fucking YouTube. We're not making any fucking money or anything. Watch the video. Share the video. You can share it on Facebook. You can share it probably on Twitter. Just share the link. Just say Freaky Nanner Show anywhere you can. Comment. Mm-hmm. My email is mind4ucd@gmail.com. Might put a little thing here so you can read it if you need to read it, but it's very easy. Mindfucked, and instead of mindfucked, it's UCD, FUCD, but instead of an F, it's a 4, MIND, 4UCD, mindfucked. Mm-hmm. And then, so you email that, but there's a comment section down there. You go to the comments and you make a comment. You say, this show's cool, this show's great, this show's okay. I would buy something else, but I'll eat this today. Anything you do, just put something. It helps us. It puts us in the algorithm. Then other people that we don't follow, we don't talk to, can follow it. And then you can share it. And if you share it, all your friends see it that aren't our friends. And we don't know these people, so we're not friends with them. All that stuff works. And you just keep the cycle going. Please, just get the fucking videos out there. And we'll make more videos, make better videos, and everything would just be so great.
Plus, also tell us what you want to hear us talk about. Tell us anything. Tell us what you want us to do.
The good news is that we're in the business for
business.
Well, business. I already got a third camera. Technically, we don't need one because these cameras pick up a lot of sound, so we could do interviews already. I'm still working on the video thing, but I've been working nonstop, 7 days a week, 14 hours a day most of the time. So just we're gonna get another microphone. We can go mobile. My computer's one thing. That's all it is. Just the screen here is the whole computer. I got a mobile thing. I got cameras. I bought a third chair. That's what I was pointing at. I keep not seeing it, so I'm like, where's the third chair? What am I thinking of? Third chair. We got a third chair. We got a green screen. We got everything. We got lights. We got extra cameras. I'm still trying to work on the cameras. We're going to try to make the cameras. We're going to make the room bigger so that we can be across from each other and get different perspectives and you can see us. I'm still working on that. I'm just working too much. I'm sorry. I apologize. Everything hasn't come together the way I wanted to. Everybody works. We got lives. We got a bunch of fucking kids. Goddamn. Leave me the fuck alone. I got a lot of whiskey. I drink it every fucking day.
And listen, if you guys want to see Barbie porn, I'll make you some Barbie porn.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see ant farm porn, we'll make some ant farm porn. Sea monkey porn, we'll do any of it.
We can't do sea monkey.
Oh, we can't.
Because that's what happened last time. I know. Can't talk about that. Okay. No more.
Never mind on that. But you know what I mean? If you want to see some mermaids doing some lesbian shit, we could probably make that work too.
Yeah. If you want double diaper porn, we got double diaper porn. You don't know what that is, you don't need to ask about it.
Yeah, and if you're a used up porn star, you might have to do DVDA because you can't find any other work.
No. DMDA, double mouth, double ass. There's so much stuff we can provide, but we're not going to do those on YouTube. Everything's going to happen. I'm going to get a website.
If you guys want to see
all this stuff, we work.
Listen.
We have a life.
I'll eat. I literally will eat.
Viewers.
I literally will eat cereal out of a skull if you guys give me enough.
We'll do almost anything. Just get viewers. Share it with your friends. Go like it. When I do the Instagram stuff, go to Instagram. Be my friend on Instagram. Freaking Nanner on Instagram. Freaking Nanner on Twitter. We got all this stuff.
Toby Wan.
Yes. Everything.
Toby Wan.
It's Freaking Nanner on Instagram now.
Oh, okay.
Freaking Nanner on Twitter. We go to all that. Just watch the videos. Like I said, you don't even have to watch the videos. Just put the video, play it on your phone while it's charging while you're sleeping. And we get the hours logged that you watched it. And you don't even have to watch the shit. Just fucking do it. Just do it to help us. And we want to help everybody. And the funny thing is, we got so many ideas, so many fucked up things. Go to my Facebook page. It's my name, Joseph N. Bajan. Go there. Watch my video of me doing karaoke right here in this room in the middle of the night.
Karaoke.
I'll do karaoke. I'll do whatever the fuck you want. I've never done karaoke live, but I did it for you, everybody on Facebook. And Emmanuel, if you don't watch this shit, I'm going to come down and you'll never have another kid. I guarantee that because I'll rip your balls off and I'll eat them on the show.
Her name is Rio and she dances on the sand.
I'm a stallion with the lightning behind me.
Yeah. Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba, stretch your butthole with your hands. You know.
When you wake up, bum bum bum, you'll be bloody in your fingernails.
Yeah. Take a jar, ba ba ba, shove it up your ass until it breaks. Pull all the bloody shards, ba ba ba, out your ass until you bleed out. Yeah, you like that, don't you?
Well, we've asked this before too, but it's very important. If you find a body, go ahead, report it to the police. Please report it to the police because we need the people that are victimized, especially if it's women and they've been raped and shit. We want the rapists off streets. Serial killers are not rapists.
Mm-hmm.
Get that straight. Ted Bundy's not a serial killer. He's a rapist.
Mm-hmm.
He's a murderer. He's not a serial killer. Serial killers don't kill for...
Same with John Wayne Gacy. He just killed all those kids because he wanted to fuck them in their ass, and then he didn't want them to tell on them, so he killed them.
There's a conspiracy behind that.
Oh, really?
He's not the only murderer.
Oh, we'll talk about that
There's
later.
a network. There's a bunch of shit. But, anyways, yeah. But serial killers, it's not a serial killer. Everybody get that on this rapist. When you're raping people, you're a rapist. When you're just killing people, you're a killer. Totally different things. Anyways, what was my point? Oh, yeah. But if you find a body, report the body, but please eliminate the head. Take the skull with you. Bring it to the freaking Nanner studio. Give it to us. We need it.
I will put it in a box and let it rot until there's just the skull left. Then I'll remove the top, the capula or whatever it's called. And then I will take that and put cereal in it with the milk, and I will eat it on tape.
Out of any body you find. Find a dead
I
body.
swear I will do it.
You find a dead body. We're not saying don't report it. Report the fucking body, but make sure we connect with the head. And all you got to do, DM us, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. DM us, let us know you got the skull. We'll tell you where to put it.
Listen, all they're going to do is either burn it or bury it. It's just going to go to waste.
Just torch. It's pointless.
Give it to me.
We need the head.
I will eat cereal out of it. I will eat everything out of it. I literally will use it every day as my only bowl for everything I do.
If you get 2 of them, I'll do it too.
Yeah.
No problem.
It's my dream. I want to do it.
That's what we're here for. You know, death is bad, but you don't need everything to go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've got a deal right now. I finally worked. I smoothed out some details with the old lady here in the house. Getting rid of all my dishes. I'm only going to have enough for the family. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
That's
everything.
the way it should be.
And that's all we need. And I'm sick of all the shit. But my bowl isn't important. I'll throw that fucker outside right now. What I need is the skull. And if I have the skull, that could be my bowl.
Yeah. I'll use it to drink everything out of it too.
In my fucking
everything. It'll be so great. And just think of how honored the person would be.
That they're getting the use for the rest of their existence.
I swear to God, if I died right now and they were like, you can either choose to get buried or burned, or you can have some sexy bearded motherfucker eat all their food out of your skull for the rest of their life. What do you think I'm going to pick?
Why would you donate? You donate your heart to somebody. Okay, you let somebody live that's got a heart condition, and they live 10, 15 years and they die, and then they still burn your fucking heart. Now this proves you get the skull. The skull has a certain shape. It's a bowl shape. You cut that off. It's a fucking bowl.
Yeah.
You eat
what do you think? Like what? What do you think it's for? It's shaped that way for a reason.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, though, Ed Gein, that dude, even though he only killed 3 people, he's a technical serial killer because he actually killed the people, didn't rape them, and he made bowls out of their skulls.
Lampshades. He was trying to make all kinds of stuff.
Nipple belt.
He was trying to make a female bodysuit. That's where the story of the Hannibal movies came from.
And Leatherface. And that guy is a respectable man. And guess what? After he got arrested, he danced with the nurses and treated them so right.
He was a nice guy.
He was nice. He just wanted himself a nice skull bowl.
He just had a little... But his only issue beyond that is just that he was too obsessed with his mother because his mother was abusive.
He loved his mama.
So he digged his mother up and he had her in the bed and he laid with his mother and things like that. And he was trying to make a woman's suit. So he was digging up bodies out of graves trying to make a woman's suit so that he could be his mother, basically.
Yeah.
And that's the main reason for his killing. So in my eyes, he wasn't a full serial killer, but it's more on the tune of that.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of serial killers that nobody knows about. They're around.
Oh, yeah. More.
The ones that get caught, you know why you get caught is because you have sex with women.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like the real serial killers, like, genuinely do not care about any other person.
Race.
They genuinely only do what they do to fulfill their own needs.
Yeah.
And the reason why the other serial killers get caught is because they are not real serial killers. They want, they care about, still in a way care about what other people think about them. And so they have to either say something to somebody because they want that, acknowledgement. They want to be viewed as something. They have to say something. They need people to see it and acknowledge it, and
it has to have a meaning.
Yeah, where like I feel like real serial killers, they don't care about that shit.
No.
They don't. They're doing everything they're doing is for their own gratification. Yeah. And if anybody finds out about it, it's just by chance. It's not because they meant for that to be found.
They're not going to the cops and sending letters saying, "Oh, it was me, but you'll never find me."
Because real serial killers, in my mind, they don't care about other people. Yeah. They don't care about anyone.
They don't care about themselves. I mean, but that's the one thing. A real person cares about the important thing, and that's your family.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a kid, that's your family. You have a brother, that's your family. You have a mother, that's your family. Grandmother, grandpa, all that, your family, cousins, aunts, uncles. You got, there could be even surrogate family, like say you grew up with a person, they've never done anything wrong to you your whole life. You lived with them, did things 20 years, 30 years, all that stuff. That could be family. Anything in a family circle, a serial killer is not going to touch. They won't kill their own.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why that's so powerful in a serial killer's mind is because that survives their tribe.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically, innate human responsibility to your entire family to provide and to kill for them. And that's what you're doing. You're killing for your family.
Mm-hmm.
A real serial killer is killing because all the stupid fucking people out there don't deserve to live, but you do. Mm-hmm. And you have to prove that by killing them.
Yeah. It's funny because, like,
eating healthy.
It's like almost every single serial killer that's a serial killer is really not. And like Ed Kemper, like, he's like, he killed his mom and then he fucked her head.
Yeah.
It's
again, another tortured soul. He just wants to fuck something.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like the famous ones, like what is it? Tortuga or whatever his name was. He killed 50-something women, Spanish murderer, but he would rip their bodies open. He got turned on by the smell of the inside of the bowels, and then he would have sex with the inside of the body.
That's gross.
That's not a serial killer. Again, sex offender.
Listen,
he wants to fuck something.
You know what's funny that cracks me up is how, like, one of the most notorious, and he's not even a serial killer, but one of the biggest names ever is that people use for, like, a threatening being is Charles Manson. And Charles Manson, in my opinion, is one of the most mildly like, I don't know, he's just dumb. Like, I've never in my life, like, looked at Charles Manson and been like, that dude is a powerful, dangerous being.
Well, he got mad because he couldn't get a record deal. And the Beach Boys stole his songs.
Mm-hmm.
And they got famous, and he did not.
His whole point was just basically to frame black people into, like, he wanted to cause this murder to frame black people.
But there's a lot of conspiracy to that. So.
Yeah. But ultimately, no matter how you think about it, like, the dude was not anything really to shake a stick at.
No.
And
he wasn't a serial killer.
No. And he never killed anybody.
No. Well, they claim that he killed one person. But he wasn't convicted of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Remember when that hot chick was trying to marry him because she wanted his body?
Yeah. They did all kinds of stuff. But the thing with Charles Manson is he's connected to all the CIA things that were going on back in the day, the LSD experiments. So he was a multi-time offender, went to prisons. He went to prison not only in the United States, he also went to prison in Mexico. And Mexico didn't want him, so they'd send him back to the United States. The United States didn't want him, so they'd send him to Mexico, and they'd go back and forth, do all this stuff. But he'd always get released, even though he's a multi-time offender. And he had all these burglaries, stolen cars, all this shit going on. And what ended up happening is that they linked him with they trained him on how to mind control people. And so he gave LSD to all these people that were in his Manson family. He gave LSD, and he was trained how to use LSD by the government to get them to do what they want. They wanted to disrupt what was going on in the government. So they were trying to blame, black people for the hippie movement. The hippie movement was going on, and they were trying to start like a race war between the hippies and the black people.
Yeah.
So that's what the government wanted, and they used Marilyn Manson to do that. And all these people tried to talk. A lot of them tried to talk in prison, but the government is powerful, and they will go in and make you not talk.
Yeah.
Same thing with JFK assassination. JFK assassination obviously was a setup, and they still won't release the papers to this day.
They were close to, and then Biden
it's been 60 fucking years almost.
They were gonna.
If it wasn't a conspiracy, you just release the papers.
And as a reminder, I'm not pro-Trump or Biden or anything, but Trump was actually going to get those papers.
He was trying, and so was Biden, and they blocked him.
Yeah, and then they were going to get those released, and then they blocked it. So,
we're never going to hear anything. The government just fucks around.
Honestly,
There's no aliens. There's no aliens. It's just technology. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
money, government.
I do believe in aliens. I will say that.
I also believe that there is aliens somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I didn't talk about. But it's so late in the thing, I don't want to get into it because it's such a big fucking thing that I've talked about.
Okay.
Like, I've looked into this. I was actually going to write a whole paper around this, like, draw it out so that people could see this. So if you think of things, okay, you think of the sun. The sun's in the center. What is the sun? It's heat. It's energy. What is an electron? It's energy. It's heat. An electron drives the energy and causes the force throughout the world. But we're tiny compared to the sun. Then you go and you look down at molecules, like you look down to a hydrogen molecule, and that's what I was going to draw up. I want to know exactly what the hydrogen molecule was, but I know that there's 8 electrons that can go around a circle until you fill up another circle, another electron on each one. The less electrons are in the first circle, the more compatible it is with other molecules. Mm-hmm. So that's why hydrogen's so explosive. It's only got 1 electron, so it can attract to anything that has more than 1 electron, up to 8. So it can go all through the element table. Anything that the outside ring needs any electrons, it can attach to. And if it doesn't attach good, like if something has 7, then it gets that perfect 8. And when it hits that perfect 8, it creates this powerful fucking bond.
Mm-hmm.
But if it goes with something that has 1, and it attaches with 1, like water, and water's all fucked up. Water does all kinds of shit, and it molds and moves and disintegrates real easy. All this stuff, it's crazy, but it doesn't cause explosions. But you get it with the right ingredient. Say it's got like fucking 2 rings full of shit, but then the outside ring only has 1. It's going to be some violent fucking crazy shit with like a hydrogen bomb, hydrogen fucking bullshit, explosion shit. And that's how you get shit like that. But you look at the solar system. Like I said before, we could divide anything in the world in half, and we can look at it forever, because you can cut something in half. And you'll never get to the bottom of it, because you're always got another half. Forever. 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 Same with doubling something. You double something in size, it gets bigger and bigger. You can double it forever and ever and ever and ever. And make the biggest pizza in the world. And then the next person makes the biggest pizza in the world. Next person makes... One day you got the biggest fucking pizza, and it takes up 9 fucking planets worth of pizza. Who knows what you do? But what I'm saying is, you look at an atom, and the way we've described atoms, you look down at atoms, you got like 1 electron on a hydrogen. It's 1 thing. And you see there's like a bunch of circles inside, neutrons, and plutons. Is it plutons? Something like that.
Photons?
Protons.
Protons.
Yeah. Neutrons and protons. And they're bound together. and you don't see it because it's tiny. But say you were tiny. Say you were tiny, so tiny that you fit on a proton. How far do you think the neutron and the other proton would be away from each other?
Mm-hmm.
They'd be fucking millions of miles away. And that electron would be somewhere way the fuck out there. Maybe it doesn't make sense to us now. But maybe the electron doesn't move. But in time, because it's so small, it seems like the electron's moving fast. But really, it's the proton and the neutrons that are moving around just like our sun.
Mm-hmm.
And all we are in this whole fucking universe is this whole solar system's just one tiny little atom of an entire group of fucking atoms all over the world that creates one little thing.
Oh, yeah.
It could be a fucking ant.
Oh, yeah, I agree. And that's just like
system.
in Men in Black when it shows at the end in the locker, they open the locker and there's a marble and we're in the marble and shit. Like, exactly. I totally agree with that.
Like, how was that not even a thought?
And then, in my opinion, I don't want to say that aliens haven't come here. I don't want to say that. But I will say this. In my opinion, I believe the reason why everything's so far apart, is because we're not meant to interact with the other life forms. We need, like, life in itself, especially if any other life forms are similar to humans, like, if
we were to encounter something and it was totally different than us, you'd be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. I feel like the reason why everything's so far apart is because we're not meant to interact. Like, we're supposed to, like, every kid wants their own bedroom. Yeah. Every person wants their own house. Every person wants their own property. Ooh. Like,
everything.
The whole point of why this is all so spread out and we're light years and light years away is to give everybody their own chance to have their own thing. And it's just like, everybody's trying to, like, everybody wants to, like, figure this out and, like, oh, we gotta go find this other life or whatever. But, like, what if that's not meant to happen?
No. There's just so much to the world. Is what my point of the whole thing is. There's just so much to the world that it's indescribable.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you could do. You could figure out so many fucking things. Quantum physics, spooky action at a distance. Anything could be anywhere at any time. You could go anywhere. You could travel time. But it doesn't, like they explained with time travel. If they ever created time travel wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it wouldn't work, because everybody would fucking do it.
Yeah.
And it'd be so fucking crazy that there'd be fucking time travel fucking everywhere at all times.
Oh, yeah. There'd be infinite multiverses.
There'd be so much shit.
Infinite multiverses and infinite timelines.
You think anyone would follow the rules of not touching something?
Everything would disappear. Like, you would disappear. Like, you'd constantly be changing your identity. Like, realities would constantly intertwine. And, it would be pure chaos.
It's the simple. It goes back to the simple. Back in the day. Maybe we'll end here because this is almost 2.5 hours. Longest one we've ever done.
Yay!
Yeah! Bing, 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 bing. Ren and Stimpy. Back in the day. Space madness.
Yeah.
And they tell Stimpy, don't touch the button.
Yeah, don't push the red button.
Don't touch the button. And what does he do? He tries so hard not to push a fucking button, but he pushes a button!
It's my ice cream bar. You can't have it. Oh, I love it so much.
I know what you're doing. Like, I'll do it. I swear I'll do it. Brushing his teeth. All right.
Love you guys.
We need this. Fucking comment, like, share, do all that stuff. Now, mind4ucd.com. Go to freaking Nanner on Instagram.
Flick my frenulum.
Frick my frenulum. I got freaking Nanner on Getter. And I'm trying to work on other stuff, and we're going to get something else. And we're going to go to it. We love you.